Alright, hello YouTube. It is Rothadin back again for a quick video. An important public service announcement that I feel like will make its way out eventually, so I might as well just tell you now. There's an item in the current loot pool of our dungeons that is the best item ever made by Blizzard in terms of strength and power of what it enables. Rarely have we ever seen an item of this strength. Now granted, I have only played the game in vanilla in 2005 and 6, Burning Crusade, Wrath, and Kata a little bit, and I've played Dragonflight, but there's no shot that this item is not the most powerful broken thing ever released, and I'll tell you why. First of all, what is that item? It's a trinket. It's the what it's called is the Prophetic Stone Scales. It's not Mirror Fraction of Mars, okay? That just does damage. Great. Prophetic Stone Scales says, and that's on 441, so let me just show you mine. Prophetic Stone Scales says, trinket plus 747 strength or agility. So first of all, it's a primary stat trinket. That already makes it good, because strength or agi is exactly what you want always on every class that has strength and agi. It doesn't have mastery, haste, or some other thing. Now, let's go on the first. Let's go to the first part. Sustaining fatal damage throws you 10 seconds into the past, restoring up to 1.2 million health lost during that time. And keep in mind, this is only at 470 item level because I haven't upgraded trinkets yet. Okay, so what does that mean? That means if your health is ticking down, 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 or if you receive a one-shot, if your health is ticking down, 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 and then you receive a damaging blow from anyone that would kill you, that would put your priest into angel form, that would put your DH into dead form, that would put any of your characters into face down form, or put your rogue into cheat death proc, 7% life, or put your tank into being dead and needing a battle res. Here's what happens instead. You don't cheat death, okay? I played rogue. Cheat death says sustaining fatal damage, you instead go to 7% life, whether that's up or down. You go to 7% life and you take 85% reduced damage for like 3 seconds while you try to heal up. Okay, that's not what this trinket does. This trinket is not a cheat death trinket. Is this trinket a B-res trinket? Well, if you have all your coolies rolling and you're in a SAS rogue and you have all your rotation going and you have all your dots going and you die and then you get battle resed, is that good? Is that bad? It's bad. It's not good. I mean, it's better to be alive than not, but you have to start over. You have no energy, you have very low health. Okay. What is this then? This says that if you would die, watch what happens instead. Let's just see. This could take a while. If you would die, instead, you turn into this little sandy circle. You're kind of like immobilized, let's say. You're immobilized. And then you get kind of like, yeah, you turn into a sandy thing and you're like immobilized for like 1 Mississippi. And then your health bar will just zoop all the way up. It's immortality. It's not cheat death. It's not battle res. You don't lose any of your procs or your cooldowns or your buff. You don't lose stam. You don't lose Mark of the Wild. You don't lose Blistering Hides. You don't miss where you're at in your rotation. You don't lose your Consecrate. You don't lose your Savory Delight. You just are immortal. I don't know if this guy's going to maybe kill me here. That was my trinket there. Okay, why didn't that? What? Okay, I'm missing something. That should have healed me more. Okay. Now, every YouTube video I have that shows me taking high keys and doing crazy stuff is enabled only by this trinket. When I didn't have this trinket, I didn't push. Period. Should not push into high keys without this trinket. Now, let's read the second part. So first of all, you don't die. You're immortal. You come back to full heal. All of your dots are still running. All of your cooldowns are still running. If you just use Slice and Dice, Blade Flurry, Adrenaline Rush, you still have all those things. You're not dead and getting B-res. You're not cheating death. You're not 7% life. It's hard to explain how good this is. It's the best item ever made, and it's not even close, and I haven't even read the second line yet. Okay, also, If this trinket procs for the next 12 seconds, your haste is increased by 3353. That's crazy. That's like a bloodlust. I mean, isn't it? My haste is 5672 and I have 38%. Yeah, it's at least PI, but it's more like bloodlust for 12 seconds. And if you were to go here, it would be 3526 thousand haste, 3,526 haste, excuse me. And also it's healing you 1.4 million life. And also it's giving you a ton of strength. Like, okay, so let's talk more about what that means. That means that when this trinket procs, not only does it full heal you, but your haste is increased by basically bloodlust, and enemies responsible for your untimely demise deal 20% less damage to you. People know this is good for tanking, but what they don't know is this is good for everyone in the game, including mages, priests, especially priest, any healer, a resto druid, a resto shaman, a monk, anyone, everyone. Demon hunters, if you're not wearing this trinket, you're trolling. You're actually trolling, or you're just brain dead. Just wear the trinket. Don't take it off. Don't take it off for an 18 fall because you think it's easy. Just wear the trinket. It's not that hard. It's one slot. Now listen. Before anyone tells me that this sim's lower than some DPS trinket, in a key, floor POV is no DPS. Dead DPS is no DPS. These demon hunters are out here going inny, outy, wishy-washy, swishy-sidesy, oops, I got hit, I'm dead. Every time they do that, I end up having to solo the boss or B-res them or something. And it's annoying. Just wear the trinket. It's in Mirazon's Fall. Oh, sorry. Galakron's Fall is what I meant to say. You can farm this on a +9 key of Mirazon's... Galakron's Fall. And get it on a champion tier and get it like 467 or something. It's the best item. And I'm not even done yet. Enemy items, the reason you can't account for its DPS is that raidbots.com will never assume that you take lethal damage during the sim. If you take lethal damage during the sim, it will discard that one and start over. Like, you have to stay alive. The only way that, like, those Race the World First pulls were wiping and stuff was that they had one or more people dead and 0 B-reses, okay? In a key, there is a timer. Bosses have a lot of life. If you just live, you win. Now, this trinket also gives you 20% DR for 12 seconds against everything that killed you. So, if you go to Prop Valley and you go to Argent Defender, it says reduces all damage you take by 20% for 8 seconds. The trinket says 20% for 12 seconds. It's 50% longer than a minor defensive cooldown of Prop Valley in terms of duration. Also, Ardent Defender pairs very well with this. If the kill would kill you, instead brings you to 20% of your maximum health. Well, what happens is you have this as your first line of defense of cheat death, but you have to cast this ability for it to work. If you don't have Ardent Defender rolling at the time you die, it won't save you. This trinket, as long as it hasn't procced within 8 minutes, will save you. Yes, that's right, I said 8 minutes. In order to parse this properly for DPS on raid bots, you would have to go to the bottom and enter custom code that says, at 50% of the fight, my character receives 900 trillion damage in a one-shot, and then turn on the trinket. And then you need to let it sim as though you receive the haste. If you let it sim as if you never received the haste, first of all, you're lying because you die every boss fight, let's be honest. You all do. Like, it's not a big deal. The keys are hard. Everybody dies sometimes, right? Priests, especially mages, like boomkins and like warriors. Not warriors, but there's squishy stuff out there. Once you start pushing into higher keys, you would want all 5 people wearing this. Why? Let's say you make it to the last boss of any key, Throne of the Tides, any other key. I mean, just they're all hard on the last boss. The last boss of Waycrest Manor is kind of mid. Darkheart Thicket is kind of scary. Everbloom has a ton of life, and there's a lot of DPS that goes out. Throne of Tides, you get Arena Denial. You got to kill these bosses, guys, and you got to kill them in one try. So what are the things that always happen where people call reset? Well, it's because they have 2 people dead, and they have 1 or 0 B-res on the last boss. Well, what would have prevented those people from being dead floor point of view and ruining your key? The trinket. The trinket is what I like to call Omega Bis Goated. It's the best item, most broken, ever printed by Blizzard Art Services. Ever. And the second place is not even close. 4 mythic keys. There's better things for raid, because in raid, you're not supposed to die. It's a healer issue. You're just supposed to DPS. That's why a lot of raiders tell me that they don't want to wear this trinket, because it would cost them a tiny amount of DPS. They don't get it. A lot of you watching this video are raiders thinking, yeah, that's true. It doesn't sim as high. You're not simming it right. And you're not remembering the fact of how often you die in Mythic Plus keys. If you are dying in Mythic Plus keys more than once per month, once per month or more, just wear this trinket. Get it in Galakrond's Fall. Never take it off. It's that good. Also, for tanks, I'll just tell you, pair it with this one. It's the best. I'm not going to say why, but just it's obvious. This one is the best trinket for tanks. But this trinket is the best for everyone. Priests, yes. Hunter. Well, Hunter, obviously, it has agility. What about mages? Yes. What about Boomkin? Yes. What about Resto Shaman? Yes. What about Resto Mystery Monk? Yes. What about... Yes. What about... Yes. But what about... Yes. But what about... Yes. Find it, wear it, never take it off. Try to get 5 of them. Try to get all your friends to get one. Especially Demon Hunters and Priests and Arcane Mage and Boomy. Like, people who are receiving Sand of Sack during boss fights or whatever, because you're squishy, just get this trinket. If you've ever watched floor point of view on the next time you're dead on any boss of anything, because remember, this trinket can proc once every 8 minutes. Watch my YouTube videos and watch for me to die, quote unquote, but my trinket procs, okay? Once every 8 minutes is like once every boss on Tyran. You go into the first boss Tyran with 1 battle res. If you have all of this stuff, you have on all your party members, you have 5 immortalities and 1 battle res. It's insane. Okay, the third boss, Ataldazar, is hard, right? What if you had 3 battle reses and 5 immortalities? You have 8 people, or 8 times you're allowed to sustain fatal damage and not wipe or reset. I can't stress it enough. I could just go on and on and on. I'm repeating myself. But that's how good this trinket is. You should farm it in a plus 9 or above for champion, plus 17 or above for hero track. You should maybe consider upgrading it, maybe not. It works just fine the way you find it. However you find it, it works just fine like that, because no matter what, it's going to say that instead of taking fatal damage and being face down floor point of view, you're not. The next time you guys are face down on an extended boss fight, watching the tank solo it from 30% down on Tyran, just keep what I said in mind, that you should be getting this trinket, equipping this trinket, and never take it off. There's never been a more powerful item in a season of Mythic Plus, and this season is super fun. Just get this mother effing trinket. Take it from yours truly, the Rothadin. Okay? There. Take a screenshot. Wear the trinket. You guys got this. I have a 23 throne coming up whenever I want. Listen, just wear the freaking trinket. The end. You're welcome. PSA over.